Our featured speaker today is Curt Nichols. When he's not Toastmastering, he's a fan of college football, especially his alma mater, the Oregon State Beavers. The coronavirus has changed almost everything so far. Will it mean a change for college football this fall too? For years, the question of the season has been, are you ready for some football? And today, Curt will explain that there are many better questions to ask in this time of uncertainty. Instead, he'll communicate the possibilities for change in this project. Curt's doing a Pathways project focused on communicating change. Please welcome Curt for his 5 to 7 minute speech, A Fall Without Football.
Sports fans have had a tough spring, dealing with basketball and hockey seasons cut short and no baseball so far. Now, the more inquisitive fans are starting to ask this question: when will they start playing football? I understand everyone wants their sports back, but when is the wrong question. If is not much better. It's not the right question either. The question we should be asking is how. Or put another way, what can we do to ensure that we don't have to face a fall without football? One thing's certain, things will have to change. It's not yet clear where the coronavirus pandemic will come late August or early September, the traditional start of the college football season. Most projections have the virus still very active and no vaccine available. So it's highly unlikely that 30 or 50,000 or more fans are going to want to crowd into a stadium together and risk coming away with COVID-19 just to watch a football game in person. Some might, but that still depends on their state and or school even letting them in. These are uncertain times. This is uncharted territory, but also ripe with potential. As the OSU women's rowing coach recently said, where there's uncertainty, there's possibility. Focusing on when or even if won't help. I'm here to answer the better question, how? How can we make college football happen this fall? First, let's start with some college sports basics. Football is usually the only sport that makes money. Income from football, like ticket sales, parking passes, and the like, cover losses in other sports: soccer, volleyball, wrestling, gymnastics, track, etc. Even basketball and baseball can't do much more than break even. So if you can't play football, what does that mean for everything else? Another basic fact is that actual game attendance is going down. With more games televised, bigger and better TVs, high-definition broadcasts, and more expensive tickets, fewer fans are braving the traffic, the weather, and now catching some virus to actually go to a game. Even Alabama, arguably the king of college football, could not sell out their season tickets last year. After years of sellouts and lengthy ticket buyer waiting lists, this trend has caught up with them, just like every other football playing school. So now that the king is being eclipsed by the corona, what can we do? European soccer is playing in front of empty stadiums. That way, they just have to keep the players safe, not the whole stadium full of fans too. And to make up for a lack of fans, they're putting cardboard cutouts of people in the empty seats. Cardboard cutouts? Silent stadiums? I think we can do better. Oregon State is an engineering school with a highly respected robotics program. So why not put robots in the seats instead of cardboard cutouts? Either way, if you're not going to the game and just going to be watching from home, where does the university get the money needed to support all those sports? Not to mention football itself. I propose fans will pay to have robots in their seats instead. Machine vision robots could allow the fans at home to have the same view of the game as if they were there in person, except without the obnoxious fan that always stands up in front of you at just the wrong time. Paying for your robot's view of the game would, just like now, allow those that pay for better seats to get better views. But what about regular TV broadcasts? Wouldn't people just watch that instead? Maybe, but maybe not. Especially if the NCAA limited or even eliminated those broadcasts as a way to save football and college sports in general. If there's no TV, or maybe just no live and or high definition TV, how much will someone pay for a robot's view from their former seat? The short answer is probably not enough. But there are greater possibilities that can bring in even more revenue. With nearly everyone playing some kind of video game now, I see sim football in our future. Not a simulated game, a simulated fan. What experience-loving football fan wouldn't pay to control his or her own robot? Imagine making your robot cheer, boo, and even do the wave, or sing a fight song like you might if you were there in person, all from the comforts of your couch. With a robotic stadium full of sim fans, the players and the refs would know how we feel. We'd still be in control of at least our part of the crowd while staying completely clear of catching COVID-19. What else could a football fan want? Yes, I know, there is one more thing. Tailgating. That can be easily resolved when you add the Sim Tailgate expansion pack to your Sim football game. Then you can join other Sim fans in an almost as good as the real thing pre-game tailgater. This would not include the robots. They'd stay in the stadium. Instead, this would just be each person's avatar, decked out with their school gear, bringing their favorite pre-game food and drink, and joining other friends in talking up their team's chances for the day. Football as we know it may have an uncertain future, but that just gives more possibilities for a whole new kind of fan experience. Just think what this would do. We jumpstart our economy, producing remote-controlled robots, simulated football game tailgate parties, and at the same time, we'd be driving less, burning less oil, creating fewer greenhouse gases, eliminating those Saturday afternoon college football town traffic jams, and freeing up stadium parking lots to become community gardens on steroids. People need to stay home and stay healthy. But our economy needs to be opened up so people can get back to work. And for some of us, we need to have our sports back. Sim football, with its remote-controlled robotic fans, can do all of that, at least until football season's over and it's time to switch to sim basketball. The brain power needed for that kind of robotics, machine vision, sim software, and more will create booming careers for today's kids. A reason for them to get that college degree, virtually and online, of course. Where there's uncertainty, there's possibilities. In this case, possibilities for a whole new future that are so promising, we ought to get started soon. The question's not, are you ready for some football? The better question is, are you ready for sim football? I sure am. I say sim football can't come soon enough.